So you wanna know what's salsa? Imagine that some time ago, nearly 100 years ago, there was a place in America called Palladium, which was the only place at that point when a lot of different nationalities, cultures and religions could come together under one roof and have fun. So what that means is that there was a lot of different Latin nationalities who were bringing their traditional and dances from their origins, which had their particular name and upbringing and tradition and story. Now, imagine that there were also Americans or people from Europe, maybe even Polish, who attended parties like that, where when you can see in different parties, in different parts of the place, people dance differently. So this guy's interpreted the same song this way, this guy's that way, and this guy's another way. And the whole idea of salsa is to unify all those styles with a quick, slow rhythm, which is quite universal to majority of Latin music. And then, depending how deep you go down the rabbit hole, you can actually learn to distinguish each styles individually. And rather than practice a generic style, which is currently you have few which are very popular, but they're particular interpretations of a movement and or the way you can move or what you can do. So some people, for example, will choose different style than salsa, which for men will potentially give more power or more he'll be more charged over the woman, and rather than have a conversation like with a partner, they're gonna use the lady to execute their moves, which means that the lady as a dancer won't have freedom of movement per se, which the whole trick with salsa was that everybody was actually unique, and the whole concept of it was to be unique and to be individual. And while you use that quick slow rhythm, you want to actually come out with whatever else you can squeeze in between, all the syncopated steps, all the taps, all the toe heels, all the crosses, Suzuki's, everything. So the whole concept of Palladium, in my opinion, was to unify people under a common concept, but allow them to be individual and express themselves the way they feel like, rather than somebody tells. It's like, you know, for me, if somebody tells me that I'm supposed to express myself this and that way, you know, or I shall dance Cuban moves only because this is Cuban salsa. I would say Cuban salsa, it's part of the salsa. I dare to say it, and I'm gonna look you deep in the eye and I'll be like, yep, this is an element. Cuban salsa is a style per se, which doesn't exist, if you know what I'm talking about, because Cubans don't call what they do a salsa. Salsa, it's an American term, and the whole concept of you understanding the sophistication of it is the amount of different rhythms and forms you can actually apply in order to have fun with it. Which means that if you have one song and 10 different partners coming from 10 different countries, 10 different dancing backgrounds, you can dance the same song in 10 different ways, and that's the whole point. So try not to get stuck in the patterns and doing sequences and routines, because that's not dancing, that's performing. Okay, dancing is when you listen to the music and you respond to it and you react in a spontaneous manner without thinking, which takes a lot of practice to get. So don't stop practicing and have fun doing salsa. Take care.